thing work? Alright, so hey, what's up? It's Anthem again. I'm making another one of these. Today, not so eventful. I drove around in a big truck doing basically a dump run. I'll probably attach some handles to knives. I'll probably get a thing about that tomorrow. Really not all that eventful of a day. I'm stopping off, grabbing a beer. I'm probably going to the gym and work out for a little bit. And amongst some cartoons and some other fun stuff. It ought to be, not a bad day. Working tomorrow, which means we're going to clear out a space at the warehouse and try and figure out what's in it. For the haunted, It's Hell in the Armory. Haunted walk tour thingamajigger that they're going on starting this month. A couple of weeks left till that, so we're going to see how that goes. Beyond that, that's been my today. That's tomorrow. I don't know. I'm still waiting on this lawyer to send me back a contract and his information so I can send him money. And yeah, so that'll be that. Soon I will be divorced. And words of wisdom to anyone any man thinking of being married: don't do it. Just live together. You don't need the piece of paper because it's nothing in your favor. It's all in hers. Like literally, alimony, everything like that. Ask every one of your friends you can find who's ever been married and divorced. See whoever ended up well in the divorce. I've met maybe one dude out of a few hundred I've known over the years that anything good ever came out of their divorce. Because, really, even when their wives made more money, they didn't get alimony. Hell, one guy, his wife made more and he still had to pay alimony. So, yeah. Kids, not the greatest idea. Let's be honest here. We need to, if you want to make the world a better place, go and let's bring up this new mentality of being responsible is not making a bunch of bad decisions. Because, I will admit to being an atheist. And to be honest, the arguments for having kids, other than actually planning them out and having everything prepped as best you can for it, is 1, you're hormonally imbalanced, or 2, you're hearing voices, which neither of which is a good reason to have a kid unprepared. Do a one-night stand or anything like that, or if you weren't even planning to have a kid, you have a couple of grand or more set up to the side just for the hospital bills and otherwise, you probably shouldn't be having a kid. You should actually think this one through. The woman, your wife or girlfriend is going to really be mad at you for this one. But, heaven forbid you actually take responsibilities for your action versus foisting them onto someone else, aka women. Because, there is no equality in gender rights right now. I wish women had to do it the same thing as men, but that would repeal Roe versus Wade, which would not probably be a good thing because that just screws everybody over. But it really should be. There should be consent on the father's side. Just because you had sex does not mean that you should be having to have a kid. Okay, it's her body, her choice, your responsibility. Let's be honest here. There's no silver lining to this, anything like that. I know some hormones or shit will probably kick out in your brain because you're stuck in it and just make the best of it, but let's try to make the world a slightly better place, bit by bit. Actually take credit and responsibility for our actions. Professional victims, that's a whole other story, but let's just be honest here. Everyone should be able to consent to having a kid. It shouldn't just be you screwed up once, now you're going to be punished for the next 18 to 30 years. Because after all, it's not like child support ever goes away unless you pay it off. 90% of it doesn't even go to your kid or your wife. It goes to the state, and fuck. On the other side of that, she decided, to have a kid, get drunk, made the same bad decision you did. Now she's making more bad decisions, keeping it, having it, and then if y'all break up, then you can't really say one way or the other on whose fault that was, but she's still making the bad choices of all that before that had led up to, it could have been the detriment of your relationship, all that in life. She's basically got the rights to charge you for money for the rest of almost pretty much the rest of your life if you can't keep up on it. If it's a woman, she doesn't always have to pay child support, and if she does, it's a greater and lesser amount. Whenever you break up, they usually end up with the kids. It's, not if you want to do it. But in concession, it could be, having kids isn't always a bad thing, but it shouldn't start out as, okay, fuck, I'm screwed and you're not smart enough to make an informed decision. Because really, that's all it is at this point. If you're in some parts of the country, I will revise. If you're in some parts of the country, it may be harder than others, but there is no good reason at all. Your own stupidity, vanity, and imaginary friends should not take precedent into whether or not you're having a kid. This should be a well planned out thing. But, oh well, that'll be this for now. I'll probably have this up here in a minute.
Bah.